Shockwaves hit Tokyo's financial district, rumors swirled, and uncertainty rippled through the city's glass towers. Investors, analysts, and everyday citizens alike were left reeling, trying to make sense of the news that would soon dominate headlines. Akaiwa Electronics, once a symbol of Japanese innovation and a household name across continents, announced it would sell its consumer electronics division, a move that stunned both the industry and the public. This wasn't just any business unit, it was the company's very heart, the brand behind televisions, radios, and stereos that had brought families together and shaped pop culture in homes worldwide for decades. The move felt like the end of an era, a giant surrendering its legacy. For many, it was almost unthinkable, a company that had once defined modern living now stepping away from its roots. Akaiwa's logo had long stood for quality and national pride, its products milestones of modern life. Generations grew up with Akaiwa's innovations, and its name became synonymous with reliability and progress. Why would a company abandon the business that defined it? What could drive such a drastic, almost unthinkable decision? The answer: mounting losses, fierce competition from global rivals, and the realization that clinging to the past meant certain decline. The world had changed, and Akaiwa was struggling to keep up. Years of shrinking profits, relentless market pressure, and the rapid pace of technological change forced Akaiwa's hand. The company faced tough choices, and the cost of inaction was simply too high. Selling its core business wasn't just a financial decision, it was a dramatic act of survival in a world where legacy alone no longer guarantees success. It was a leap into the unknown, a gamble on the future. The sale marks a turning point, not just for Akaiwa, but for all legacy corporations facing the harsh realities of the modern global marketplace. It's a wake-up call for any company resting on its laurels. This is a story of adaptation, hard choices, and the fight to remain relevant, a reminder that even the mightiest must sometimes reinvent themselves to survive. To truly understand Akaiwa's monumental decision, we must journey back to its golden age, a time when the company was at the very heart of Japan's technological renaissance. Born from the ashes of post-war Japan, Akaiwa emerged as a beacon of hope and ambition. The company was fueled by relentless innovation, a deep commitment to quality, and a vision to bring Japanese ingenuity to the world stage. Its revolutionary transistor radios and the iconic Crystal View TVs didn't just fill homes, they set new global standards. Made in Japan became synonymous with excellence, reliability, and cutting-edge technology, thanks in large part to Akaiwa's influence. Akaiwa's unique approach to vertical integration, designing microchips, building components, and assembling products entirely in-house, allowed for rapid innovation and uncompromising quality control, setting it apart from competitors. The company's culture of lifetime employment and unwavering loyalty fostered a sense of belonging and pride, creating a powerhouse of creativity and technical mastery. Akaiwa soon became a household name, standing shoulder to shoulder with giants like Sony and Panasonic. It was a symbol of Japanese technological supremacy and national pride. Its products weren't just gadgets, they were woven into the fabric of daily life, becoming cultural touchstones that shaped memories and defined an era. This remarkable legacy meant that the consumer electronics division was more than just a business unit. It was the very soul and identity of Akaiwa itself. Selling it isn't merely a financial transaction. It represents a profound break from the traditions and values that made Akaiwa an enduring icon in Japan and beyond. The weight of this history and the emotions tied to it make Akaiwa's decision all the more dramatic and deeply significant. Akaiwa's greatest strengths became its biggest burdens in the 21st century. Its vast domestic factories, once a source of pride, became costly anchors as competitors outsourced to cheaper regions. The consumer electronics market turned into a brutal, low-margin price war, erasing profits and brand loyalty. Lifetime employment, once a virtue, made the company inflexible and slow to adapt. Akaiwa's aging workforce and high fixed costs left it unable to compete with nimble rivals. The division that once powered growth now drained resources, stifling innovation elsewhere. Keeping the business afloat required massive investment for ever-diminishing returns. What was once an engine of success became a liability, holding the company back from new opportunities. The time for radical change had arrived. The global electronics landscape shifted dramatically, leaving Japanese giants like Akaiwa struggling. South Korean and Chinese firms, Samsung, LG, Huawei, leveraged scale and cost advantages to dominate. The market moved from valuing engineering excellence to prioritizing affordability and rapid product cycles. Akaiwa's premium for durability lost its appeal as consumers replaced gadgets more frequently. Meanwhile, the industry's profits shifted from hardware to software and services, areas where Akaiwa lagged. Competitors sold experiences and ecosystems, not just devices. Akaiwa, rooted in hardware, couldn't keep up with this new paradigm. The company was caught between falling hardware margins and missed opportunities in the digital age. In today's markets, investors demand results, not nostalgia. Activist shareholders saw Akaiwa's consumer electronics division as a drag on profits and pushed for change. The division's thin margins and high costs hurt the entire company's performance. Investors argued, "Stop propping up a losing business, focus on profitable, high-growth areas." Akaiwa's board could no longer ignore these calls for action. The company's other divisions, industrial sensors, medical imaging, advanced materials, were thriving. The solution: sell the struggling consumer business, reinvest in these hidden champions, and boost shareholder value. This meant abandoning tradition for a leaner, more focused future. The pressure was relentless, but the logic was undeniable. Akaiwa had to choose sentiment or survival. Selling a core business isn't just numbers, it's personal. For Akaiwa's consumer electronics employees, the sale shattered the promise of lifetime employment and upended careers. Pride in the Akaiwa name gave way to anxiety about the future under new ownership. The restructuring sent shockwaves through the company, ending the era of absolute job security. Remaining employees faced a new reality. Loyalty was no longer a guarantee. Akaiwa's brand, once a household staple, would now fade from public view as it pivoted to B2B markets. The company had to reinvent its identity, marketing itself to engineers and businesses instead of families. The sale was a painful but necessary step, leaving deep scars on the company's culture. It was a sacrifice made to ensure survival. Selling the core business wasn't defeat, it was a strategic retreat. The sale freed up capital and management focus, allowing Akaiwa to invest in its future. The company targeted high-growth sectors: robotics, AI for medical diagnostics, and next-gen batteries. These fields offered higher margins and played to Akaiwa's engineering strengths. Shedding the legacy division let leadership focus on innovation, not firefighting. Akaiwa was transforming from a mass-market manufacturer to a specialized technology provider. The move was bold, a bet on Japan's future as a creator of indispensable, high-value technologies. This wasn't failure, but a courageous leap toward a new identity. Sometimes survival means letting go of the past to build something greater. Akaiwa's story mirrors a broader transformation sweeping corporate Japan. Once, Japan Inc. meant sprawling conglomerates prioritizing stability over profit. Now, globalization and digital disruption are forcing radical change. Legacy giants are shedding non-core businesses to focus on their most competitive strengths. Hitachi and Toshiba have restructured, pivoting to infrastructure and digital solutions. The old model of consensus and lifetime employment is giving way to agility and focus. Japan's future depends on innovation and global competitiveness in high-value industries. Painful restructuring is reallocating talent and capital to sunrise sectors. The reinvention of Japan Inc. is vital for the nation's continued relevance on the world stage. Akaiwa's saga is more than a corporate headline. It's a blueprint for survival in a changing world. In today's fast-evolving global economy, even the most established companies must rethink their strategies to stay ahead. Akaiwa's journey is a testament to the necessity of transformation, not just for growth, but for survival itself. The sale of its core business marks a break from tradition and a leap toward adaptability. By letting go of what once defined it, Akaiwa is embracing uncertainty and opening doors to new opportunities. This bold decision signals a willingness to evolve, even when the path forward is unclear. Akaiwa's bold move shows that true strength lies in the courage to change, not in clinging to the past. It's a reminder that resilience is built on the ability to adapt, to learn from setbacks, and to envision a future beyond what's comfortable or familiar. The company is betting on its engineering talent and new focus to lead in AI, robotics, and advanced materials. By investing in innovation and nurturing its brightest minds, Akaiwa aims to shape the technologies that will define tomorrow's industries. Its journey will be watched as a case study for other Japanese giants. The world is paying close attention to see if Akaiwa's gamble will inspire a wave of reinvention across Japan's corporate landscape, or serve as a cautionary tale. The lesson: no business is too iconic to change, and adaptation is the only path to relevance. In a world where technology and consumer needs shift rapidly, standing still is not an option. The end of Akaiwa's consumer era is the start of a new chapter. It's a moment of both reflection and anticipation, as the company leaves behind a familiar legacy to pursue uncharted territory. It's a story of reinvention, resilience, and the relentless power of adaptation. Akaiwa's transformation is proof that with vision and determination, even the most established companies can find new life. In the modern economy, only those willing to evolve will survive and thrive. Akaiwa's blueprint may well become the standard for a new era of business in Japan and beyond.